What is going on, YouTube? It's the brain of the mainframe here, Nile Scala with the POPXP, and here you are. We're back. A little vacation, right? We weren't here last week, but we're here for another week in Pop. And joining me, as always, is the lady mistress of the night, Miss JVD, Jennifer Van Damsel's in the house, and we got good game Grizz. Grizz, how we doing, brother?
I'm doing great, man. How are you?
I'm doing good, man. I missed you guys.
Yeah, it feels like it's been a month. I know it's only been one extra week, but I feel like I haven't seen you guys in ages.
I know, a little vacation time, with the fam, and now we're back for a new show, and I'm pretty excited. I love your new hat, Jen.
Thank you. It matches my eyes.
It does. It does. And who do we got here? Andrew Wilson's in the house. What's going on, Andrew? The great Renzini's in the house. Hello, hello. Calamity Gannon, what's up? FSX, hello, gang. Andrew again. Nile JVD Grizz in the house. Hello, Fee 501st. TJ James. I was here last week. Where the hell were you? Well, mister, we're here, man. It's good to see everyone. Everyone's coming in. This is awesome. I know professionals, I think, is still going on, so hopefully some people will roll in. We got Batman, representing Batman in the house. Nicholas Gear is here. Look at that. Oh, that's why you were going. I got some previews under here if anyone's interested.
I'm wearing my podcasting shirt.
What? Renee, welcome, welcome. All right. So how have you guys? What's been going on? All right. You know, I know we've got some things that we're gonna have to get into to kick off the show. But I mean, I haven't seen you guys in over a week. What's new? Anything?
I mean, yeah. Jen and I started streaming together, Niall.
Yeah, we started streaming together.
What?
Yeah.
On the Twitch?
On the Twitch.
Nice.
We're definitely gonna be talking about that today because
yes, we will.
That was one of the big highlights of our time this last week.
Awesome. Anything else new going on, Jen? Anything new with you? How's the store coming? Where are we at?
It's still coming. It's coming. I set a date of I'm making myself. The store is releasing September 1st. I am forcing myself to set a deadline. Finally, September 1st. It's gonna happen.
Are we gonna have the launch party?
Yeah, I know you keep asking me about a launch party.
We're gonna have a launch party. We're gonna invite like all the biggest names. It's gonna be like a red carpet event.
Oh my god, I will be so nervous. I'll sweat the whole time.
Oh yeah, we're bringing.
Yeah, she's gonna be extra sweaty because we have guests, but then also merch, which are the two things that make Jen sweat.
Yes, guests and merch. Maybe we can get the guests to model your merch, and we'll send it ahead of time. Boom.
Oh my god.
Brilliant idea.
I would literally just cry the whole time, sweating and crying the whole time.
Amazing. And also in the past almost 2 weeks here, our co-host, our compadre, who hopefully we'll have him back on again soon, his baby boy was born.
We are, of course, talking about Adam, right?
Adam Lawson. Yes. Adam Lawson. We dearly miss him and can't wait to have him back on. And we're so happy for him and his newborn son, which is just great. Absolutely fantastic, guys.
They seem pretty happy.
They do seem happy. They do seem happy. But we need to kick off the show. We need to get into it. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. We've got two great guests tonight. And we're going to be talking a little Jack the Ripper Vampire Hunter. That's going to be pretty cool. So, I mean, come on. We got to know what's going on. You know what time it is. It's this time. What's in Jen's sack? What do we have in your sack, Jen?
That was awesome. That was really good. Okay.
I'm really stoked about that.
Yeah, that was very exciting. Okay. All right. Ready? There's the sack. There it is.
There's the sack.
Can I start getting, like, it's a different sack every time, or do we like it being the same sack?
You know what? I think the important thing is that there is a sack.
I think we need to talk about getting a custom POPXP Jennifer Van Damsel sack.
Yeah, we need an official sack. I wonder if that can do the one with the vinyl cutter.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Put it on like a pillowcase or something. Done.
So
wait, Kat should make the POPXP merch.
We'll have to talk to Kat about that.
We'll have to talk to Kat about that. Like little things.
Okay, ready?
Okay, yes. It's time for the sack attack.
All right, ready?
Ready. What?
Look at that. Uh-oh, it's upside down, backwards.
More.
It's a vinyl. Woo!
It's a vinyl countdown. More vinyl.
Okay, I'm going to hide behind it. Okay.
Talk to me about what?
This band is called Gtizz. Hi, Kat. This is technically the most obscure band that I listen to. They only have like 700 listeners on Spotify every month. They're so talented, super amazing. I've seen them live. They are incredible. I cannot believe that they are not more well known. They don't scream, pretty sure. So if you're not really into like heavy metal, they have some catchy stuff and it's awesome. Unprepared is my favorite song by them. So Light Lost, the whole album is really good. Like literally the whole album is really, really good. So highly recommend Gtizz, guys. You should check it out. They're awesome. Even if you don't like metal, I think you might like this one.
You can get in on the ground floor, apparently, since they're not huge yet. You can get in and be one of those people who says, oh, I knew them before they were popular.
Well, I will say, okay, you can't see it. I got the black vinyl. They did release a limited edition red one, but you had to wake up at like 7 o'clock in the morning as they released it, and I was not going to do that. So I just got the plain black one. So that's cool. It's not like rare or anything, but that's okay. All right. One more thing in my sack.
Okay.
We missed it. Oh, there it is.
Oh, there it is.
It's a V-shirt. Woo!
Is it a shirt of the vinyl that you purchased?
Does it like magnetize to it while you wear it?
Does it magnetize to it? What?
I don't know. I don't know. Are you guys are you familiar with the rock band Dream Evil?
I am not. I do not know what that is.
You do not know what that is. I've never heard of them.
I definitely do not. But I'm an idiot.
What? So that is the sack.
That is the sack.
Wait, no, hang on.
What?
Listen to them.
Hang on. No, there's 2 sacks today.
Yes,
you've
got
got
2.
You got your head sack going.
Oh, we're doing that right now too?
Yes.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. All right, ready to see my hair, guys?
This is the new hair reveal.
This is
the big hair
Nobody
reveal.
has seen it. No one has seen it.
Okay.
All right.
When did you get it done?
Tuesday.
Tuesday. Okay.
Tuesday. All right.
She's been wearing this shower cap since Tuesday.
Let's see the hair.
Ready?
Ready.
Okay.
Ready.
Well, hold on. I hope it's not messed up. Hold on. Don't
Oh my
look
God.
at
What if like we don't like it and we're all just
okay,
like,
everyone just
Okay,
don't
yeah.
Yeah, look at
I
that.
knew it.
Look at that.
Yes. That's what I said. Jet
Look at
black.
me.
That's what I'm talking about.
Very
Boom.
nice, Jen.
Nice, nice. Going dark.
Woman hair. It has come back. So there we go.
So cute.
Oh,
He's
good guy, John.
You be setting up your curls. Nice.
I don't know
Looks
how
Are
to.
great.
you doing
Jen.
Catwoman cosplay?
I have done Catwoman more than any other character, but yes, I'm sure I will now do a new Catwoman. I just have to figure out what. So
Nice.
I haven't done an 1887 Catwoman yet. So
Nice, nice, nice. Cat's loving it.
thanks, Kat. Oh wait,
Yeah.
you saw it. Kat did see my hair on Tuesday at the gym. I forgot about that.
Oh,
so Kat,
Oh, sneaky sneaks.
yeah.
And she kept it a secret.
She
Good
did.
for you, Kat.
She did. Good for her.
Yay.
Good for her. So speaking of you guys streaming and everything, you guys have been. You guys took the whatever I'm trying to say because I can't think of the freaking word, but you guys are now Twitch streaming.
Yeah.
Together.
Well,
together.
yes, Steph has been Twitch streaming. I am newly returned.
Yeah, so we should probably get into some video game news and reviews. Let's check it out. So you guys have been streaming Final Fantasy 14 online?
Yeah.
Check this out. Watch what you do when your mouse touches it. It wiggles.
It wiggles. What a great sight.
All right, so let's talk this, Grizz. What do we got, Jen? What do we got here? Final Fantasy 14 online multiplayer.
Well, Jen convinced me to jump into this along with one of my other friends who's been pushing me to start playing this for a couple of months now. And so I finally acquiesced to their request, and I'm pretty happy about it. The game is a lot of fun. And Jen, what do you think? I know you love MMOs. This wasn't your favorite when it first came out, but how do you feel now?
Okay, so long story. So I actually bought this game when it came out. Before they remastered it, when it was just Final Fantasy 14, and it was horrible. Like, downloading it was so horrible. The main cutscene, as soon as it started, was super laggy. The gameplay was absolutely terrible. Yes, I did die. That is definitely.
But you're a bunny pirate girl.
Yeah, sexy bunny. Definitely a sexy bunny.
You have to include the modifier sexy.
Yeah. Anyways, what was I saying? Oh, yeah. So I played this game when it first came out, and it was absolutely terrible. So I quit, of course. And then The Realm Reborn, which is what we're playing now, came out, and I started playing again. And then I quit, and then I started again, and then I quit, and then I started again. So the reason why I kept stopping playing this game, because the story quest is really, really the worst. So it's apparently like a really cool story. Like the whole expansion, every expansion, the story just continues, and you have to do the story quest in order to progress through the whole game. So it doesn't matter if you don't like it, you still have to play through it. And there's so much dialogue, and not voice dialogue. So where you just click and click and click to get through everything. And then the story quest is mostly just that. There's not a lot of like mob killing. You have to use that to unlock the dungeons, but like so much dialogue everywhere you go is so horrible. Running back and forth from one place to the other, the exact same place, just back and back and back and forth. And but
okay, real quick, that is a common thing in MMOs.
No, it's
running
not.
Back and forth from place to place in every MMO I've played has been a big thing.
But it's literally from the same place back, and it's not like run here to over here and then run here to over here. It's literally like the exact same place over and over and over again. And it's not just like 2 or 3 times, it's like 6 times, and it's very frustrating. So that is the whole reason why I keep quitting this game. But they have made a lot of improvements. They did the astrologing class. They really did make it less interesting. So I'm playing this game because my friends are playing this game. I don't really like love it, but I haven't done the crafting. That's really cool. I've heard it's very in-depth. I haven't done the Pokemon battles, which I love the pet collecting, and you can battle them with all your friends. So I haven't done the player housing, which is really like, I love player housing in other games. So I haven't done the things that I really love doing in most MMOs. I've been only leveling. And so I would say the leveling sucks, but everybody says everything else about this game is like totally awesome. So,
well, and I don't even think the leveling has been that bad, because we've been leveling pretty quickly.
Well, you were doing a lot of kill quests.
Yeah, I was killing like crazy.
I was just running around the whole main city, just back and forth, just turning in quests. It was not fun because I wasn't doing any combat.
Mm-hmm. I don't know how that happened, because I did so much combat, and I've only played like 8 hours total so far. I've been enjoying it, but like, the story, I have no idea what's happening, because I'm not going to read the literal hundreds of pages of dialogue for each individual quest. So I've just been trying to, like, whenever they actually have a voiced audio section, I will listen to that. And even that, I'm just like, okay, I guess there's a big crystal, and I got to do something about this big crystal. That's the extent of my knowledge of this story so far.
So what is the story mode of this? Or is it just you're just selecting different quests?
Well, there's a main story, like I said, that encompasses all the expansions. It's honestly, it's like kind of Game of Thrones-esque.
Okay.
There's like a lot of characters and like betrayal and surprises, but they're all also fighting large creatures and stopping the realm from being destroyed, which is a pretty typical thing in MMOs to do, but it's okay. I'm very excited. The dungeons are only 4-man, which is really cool, and they're supposed to be pretty difficult. So, and I like to play with I only like playing with friends, so it's really easy to get 4 people online. And I play a healer, so that's really easy. All my friends can play DPS and stuff like that. So, yeah, I'm interested. I'm still playing it. I'm not in love yet, but I have not done a lot of the content. But
I mean, and the fact of the matter is that we've played a bunch already, and we haven't even gotten close to starting that additional content. So there's a lot to this game.
Yeah.
which is kind of the point of MMOs.
Is this game heavy though on like having to do actual purchases, or you can actually play quite a long time not actually having to spend real money? Because that's what I noticed. A lot of these games is like a lot of real money is involved.
Most MMOs that are subscription, there's like you can buy vanity items like costume pieces, pets, mounts, that kind of stuff. But there's no like player boosts. There's no like purchasing for advantages in the game. But it is subscription. I believe it's like $15 a month. But that's because there's no microtransactions. So
nice. And right now they have a 1 month free trial that you can take advantage of. And I thought that I tried to invite Jen to join my party, but apparently if you're on the free trial, you can't invite people to join your party. But I did find out from my another friend who's been playing that Jen could have invited me to her party.
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, wow. Okay. Well,
so I already went ahead and started paying for a subscription because I am really enjoying it. So, but like Jen was saying, you don't have to invest a whole lot of real money in it. And honestly, like, $15 a month, if you play, like, honestly, if you play like 10 hours, you've definitely got your money's worth out of $15.
Yeah.
That's why I love MMOs, because it saves me so much money, and it's like such a hobby that is $15 a month. You don't have to worry about spending extra, or I have a problem buying stuff I want. So this saves me a lot of money.
Oh, very cool. So how long have you been streaming this though? Grizz, how long have you guys actually been now getting really into this? Has it been a week, 2 weeks?
It's been a week. We started that the Thursday of last week where we didn't have this show. Jen and I decided, well, let's go ahead and start streaming, Final Fantasy tonight. And
nice.
so we've only streamed it twice so far, but obviously we intend to continue doing so.
Very good. And Grizz, man, I mean, what's your take on the game? I mean, we need the Grizz review. Is this a game to recommend? I
mean, yeah, I recommend it, especially if you're into MMOs. So far, I haven't had a chance to experience a lot of the stuff that they say makes this really special. But knowing what they have available in the future, like the ability to basically rank up in every class with the same character, that's really cool and not something that most MMOs allow.
I don't like that.
I think that's awesome.
I like having alts. I like being a sexy bunny or a cute kitty or a little falafel. Like, I like making characters. So
the problem is, though, that you can still have alts.
Yeah, but it defeats the whole purpose of like the.
There's a little child running with you.
That's a falafel.
Falafel?
Yes.
Like what you eat?
Yes.
I don't know, actually.
I don't know that she's pronouncing it right, but I'm not going to argue with her.
Right? Yeah. But.
she definitely just kept calling them falafels, and I don't know how to say it. So, but yeah, I mean, it's been a lot of fun. It is definitely it's an MMO. So there's grinding for levels. There's fetch quests. There's all those things that are a hallmark of every MMO. And if you're not at least a little bit okay with doing those things, you're not going to have fun with it because there's a lot of that.
As you can see in this gameplay, I have not done anything other than run from NPC to NPC and search my map where to find somebody. I've done no combat. I have done absolutely nothing other than check my map and run from person to person I think I was doing that honestly for like 2 hours.
Wait, so you guys are playing together or just streaming together?
We were just streaming together so far because unfortunately in order for Jen to play her sexy bunny, she had to start in this part of the world, and the character I created started in a different part of the world, and I didn't know that when I created my character. Otherwise, I would have created one that would start in the same part of the world. So we've just been leveling up to try to get to the point where we can cross over into each other's parts of the world.
Gotcha. So let me ask this though. So like when you get to that point, will they be like a cross screen so you can see each other's when you're streaming, or is it just whoever's channel you're on? So
we use a website called MultiTwitch that allows you to have multiple streams on the same screen at the same time. So we share that in the chat every now and then so that people can watch both of us at the same time.
Yeah. TJ James, seems to me that there are way too many players just jumping around.
That is also a hallmark of MMOs.
That is a hallmark of MMOs, for sure. Yeah.
Even though you have the ability to type messages and things, people just say hello by jumping at you.
Yeah, it's very true. Especially when when you're a night elf, you do a little tumble. That was pretty cool.
Cool. So what's your character like, Grizz? Describe him to us.
I'm making a dragoon, which is right now he's just a lancer, but I'm working towards getting him to be a dragoon, which is a lance wielder with a really cool looking armor set. It looked really cool. It's a DPS character, a melee DPS, which is from playing other MMOs, something I usually enjoy. So I thought it would be a safe bet for me to start off with for this one, and I've been enjoying it so far. I will say that I really need to get further into the game to where I have like armor that I like, because right now, every time I get a new piece of armor, I just look stupider and stupider. My character looks so dumb right now.
I want to see your character.
We'll have to get a screenshot for next show.
Next show, I'll have a screenshot of my goofy-looking character. His name is Grizz Good Game.
Grizz Good Game. I like that. Sir Grizz Good Game.
I do want to say one more thing. Okay, so I actually watched this really cool documentary about this game. It's from NoClip, which is on YouTube. It's by Danny O'Dwyer, who used to do reviews for GameSpot, and I really, really liked him. So now he has his own Patreon where they they travel the whole world interviewing developers and game producers and like pretty much a lot of people that are knowledgeable about whatever game they're talking about. Plus, they do lots of other content.
They're really good documentaries too.
They're very good documentaries.
If you watch all the way to the end, you'll see my name in the credits for a lot of it because I was a patron for quite a while.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's cool, man.
But so if you want to know, that's what they talk about, the original Final Fantasy and how much of a failure it was, and just about like turning the game around and making it more appealing and making it not suck. They were very, very devoted to improving the game. So just seeing like what they went through from like the actual like producers and directors of this game, like the whole creative team, really cool background information. And so even if you're not, maybe if you watch that, you'll be more interested to play the game. But it's a really cool documentary, even if you just like documentaries or MMOs in general. I would highly recommend it. It was really, really good.
Oh, nice. Cool.
Plus, the game's been getting a resurgence here lately. One, because of the free trials and the new expansions. But two, a lot of people are boycotting Blizzard and Activision over all the stuff that's been going on there. So a lot of people have been taking a break from WoW while Blizzard Activision sorts out their house, and they're jumping over to Final Fantasy and trying out the free trial. And so it's been really ramping up the numbers of people playing Final Fantasy right now.
Nice, man. That's cool. So maybe some of our fans out there will start playing with you guys and streaming along. You'll find them in the worlds. You'll jump together. You guys
we can just jump in a circle.
It's like a jazzercise class in a virtual world. Jen will be teaching it as a sexy bunny axe woman.
Yeah.
Running through here. But I got a cool email today, Grizz. I got the email basically saying, since I'm a premier, Xbox subscriber there or whatever, that I now can do the cloud gaming.
Yeah. I was telling you about that. It's good stuff, man.
Yeah, it's out of beta now, I think. It's now out for everyone. So I'm going to give that a try. I haven't tried it yet, but I want to do it.
Highly recommend it.
Does it work well? Does it work well?
I mean, if you have a good internet connection, it works fantastic.
Oh, I can't wait.
And I was playing MLB The Show online at my dad's house in Indiana, and he does not have as good an internet as I do, and I was still able to play just fine.
Really? Nice.
Yeah.
There's a MLB The Show. Played no problem, huh?
No problem at all.
What do we got here? Roth Sothy just completed the campaign in the Back 4 Blood beta. Good stuff.
We were talking about that.
We were talking about this one as well. Back 4 Blood from the makers of Left 4 Dead. They really chose to be really original with this new title. Make sure they include the 4 in the title again.
There was a question too for you. I'm trying to find it. And thanks, Kat, for clearing out those comments that were coming through.
Oh, I didn't see that. Thanks, Kat.
It was just a bunch of questions coming through. I can't find it because of all these questions. Someone was asking if you guys played a certain game.
Oh, they asked about the Skyward Sword
HD
remake. I have not played it yet. As much as I love Link in Super Smash Brothers, I always have a hard time finishing Legend of Zelda games. I basically buy them all and never finish them. So I have not played it yet. I have not played it yet. As much as I love Link in Super Smash Brothers, I always have a hard time finishing Legend of Zelda games. I basically buy them all and never finish them. So
have you ever beaten a Legend of Zelda?
Yeah, I have.
Zelda games? Have you?
I have. Yeah, Ocarina of Time. I beat that as a kid, but
that's the only one I beat.
Yeah.
I've never beat any other Zelda game. I've never lasted that long.
But yeah, so I didn't pick up Skyward Sword because I knew that I would just start playing it, play it for a little while, and then stop. I have a hard enough time buying games and not finishing them as it is.
And now you're playing an MMO, which is going to take up all of your game time.
We will see.
The Chaz guy. I've been able to play the Halo Infinite beta, and it's pretty good so far. It's just hard to tell sometimes if you're shooting at an enemy or a friend because of the glowing color contrasts.
Yeah, the Halo Infinite beta has been getting some pretty good reviews so far, which is very promising considering how controversial the initial reveal of gameplay was. It looked pretty terrible when they first showed stuff. But I'm happy to see that people are really enjoying the beta, although I have heard from multiple people that it's a little hard to tell who you're shooting at sometimes.
Calamity Ganon. I fully complete every Zelda game. It's tough but rewarding. I don't know, man. I give you all the credit in the world because I can't. I get so pissed.
I mean, there's no way he's going to name himself. There's no way he's going to name himself Calamity Ganon and not play through all the Zelda games.
Sorry, TJ. Sorry. You're just filling up with too many random questions. But now is there a game you regret not beating? Like out of any console generation, is there a game that you regret not beating that you're like, it is on my bucket list and I am going to get this done? Jen, do you have one? Sorry, I just cut you off, Grizz.
No, that's fine.
But Jen looked like really deep in thought, like something's stewing.
I can't remember a game. Well, I can't remember a game that I have started. Oh, well,
John's got a good one in chat.
There we go.
LA Noire. Yeah, there you go. I have never beat LA Noire, but it's one of my favorite games. But I never beat it. I don't know why. I have no idea how it ends.
Yeah, here we go. Oh, well, this is what I want. When do we get the POPXP game? Explore the Pop multiverse. Grizz, let's do it. Holy shit!
Oh my god!
What? Hey guys, how are we doing? So proud to get you right here next to me and Batman here, today.
Oh, Batman.
Jim Lee's Batman. Yeah. Yes, I thought that's the way to introduce this properly. I'm almost as fit as him, and so here I thought it would be best if I did this with him in the background here.
You're just as svelte, my friend.
I mean, I've been trying very hard. I'm half Grizz, not quite, half of what Grizz is now. So I'm getting there. I'm working my way up. Hey, Jen, well, look at this dude. Hey, guys.
Thank you. Yeah. It is new.
We're glad to see. I'm glad you were able to pop on. I didn't want to spoil it.
Oh, you knew that this was
I told you I had two surprises.
That was a surprise.
Oh, that's a good surprise.
And I thought I would make a grand entrance here and have it be Batman in the background so it could be much more, could be worth the appearance here, guys.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Well, so congratulations, Adam.
Yes, congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, Oliver Noah Lawson is now in the world, and he's my little pride and joy. And it's awesome, and as Nile knows well, it's the 28 hours of labor to get there.
My
wife just takes took such a journey, and she's my new superhero. I don't need the Black Widow. I've got Captain.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Well, if you heard a review, none of us needed the Black Widow.
Yeah, it wasn't good.
Yeah, I mean that was it was just a dud of the duds. And it's like, and then the lawsuit over it just makes the movie just shames it. It's just like, what a mess,
I wish you had been here for the review. I was really sad you missed out.
You know that I watched that later because it was in my heart. I was like, oh, man, I missed the Black Widow review, and it just made me happy to go. Jen say, no, this is not any good.
It was not good at all.
Just wait till we talk about He-Man later.
I know He-Man. That looked like a turd, coming up. And I think
Horrible.
it just had all the turd markings around it. And it's like, I guess what it is for me, Chris, I think it just looks like a turd. It's like, oh, here's a great idea. We're going to reboot this thing. We're going to reboot something because we have no ideas left, right?
Yeah.
We've run out of ideas. And the only thing available is He-Man. And then what we're going to do is inject all this stuff so that the original fans are divided.
Yeah.
It's just like,
and they are divided.
It's just such a shame. It's like you knew they were going to be divided, right?
Yeah. Tough times.
It's just like, why would you then reboot the property in the first place? Because if you're not getting those fans to come watch, you might as well watch something, make something else, and then no one's mad at you. Then no one's mad. But anyway,
speaking of a good thing, though. Speaking of a good thing, Adam, is we got a good friend of ours that just popped back in. He's one of our guests tonight. Everyone, I want to welcome an incredible artist who's been just crushing the indie scene. Everyone, I want you to welcome Peter Gilmore to the show. Peter, how we doing, man?
Hey,
Peter.
Welcome.
Just
right.
came off one
anybody
scene,
out?
straight onto here.
And your better creative half has arrived as well. Everyone, please welcome Miss Mandy Summers to the show. What's going on, Mandy?
Like what?
Mandy.
Hey, y'all.
What's going on?
Yes.
I'm from POPXP. What is happening, you guys?
What's up? Long time no
Mandy.
see.
I know, right? It's been forever. Hey, chat. How are y'all?
Hi.
Hey, chat. How are you?
That's the show derailed.
And for everyone
Every
in the
time.
chat, so they know, whether Mandy and Peter are popped or not. They are definitely popped.
They're popping.
We're
I've been
pumped.
backing their books for a while. They've been doing lots of creative work together. Super Dread was an amazing one before this. And this Vampire Hunter thing not only looks quite interesting and R-rated, but the take on Jack Ripper tale is awesome. I just want to get that before I have to disagree off the show, but
Oh, Adam, that's so sweet.
Yeah, I know.
I've been like bragging though. I'm like, I happened to be backstage after one of our shows, and Peter threw that out there. I was like, I think I'm the first person that saw it outside of you two.
Outside of Mandy,
Really?
Like a vault, though. Like a vault.
Like a vault over here. No,
Like
it's
like
good.
Batman behind me. Yeah.
There you
Yeah.
go. The Jim Lee Batman.
What is going on behind you?
Yeah. So this is in Burbank,
let's make 'em
California.
How
So if you can
cool is
see,
that?
this is Jim Lee. Lives here, DC, moved here, and so they did this in honor of that. And you can see what this is. It's this awesome, 7-foot bronze monster of a statue.
That's epic.
I love how you're walking into people's photos right now.
Just crush them.
Right?
But what's amazing is you can see, so it's right here in front of this AMC, right?
Yeah.
So it's like the
Nice.
ultimate way to experience Batman, right?
Have you been putting yourself in weird positions underneath that Batman statue so people see you with your face near his crotch? And have you done any of that while you're out there?
I have a
People
child
would
now,
be-
Mandy, so I had to step away from that. I had to step away from the
That's
public.
That's
Yeah,
too
the
bad.
public,
You kept
the
polishing
PD,
it.
yeah, polishing it. Well, Mandy,
It
next time you're in
would-
Burbank, when you're in Burbank, you should definitely do it.
I'm gonna molest that statue. There's no question. It's gonna get it.
Told you.
Mandy is clearly from England. Yes.
Obviously, I'm a wizard. I'm
there
from
you go.
England, and I have chips and dip and
No,
y'all don't
fish
say
and
that.
chips, not
Fish
chips.
and dip. I thought it was chips and dip.
So what stream did you guys come from? What were you on? Are you on the big tour right now promoting?
Yes,
Yeah.
we were over with our dear friend Clint Holinsky. We were hanging out. I was trying to teach him how to use YouTube without being able to see the screen because he don't know what he's doing.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
he's just hitting a lot of buttons. It's fun though because he has a really good sense of humor and he doesn't care when I aggravate him. So kind of like Peter. So it's perfect for me.
You got a killer background there, Pete.
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
Yeah.
I like boobs.
There you
Yeah.
go. Yeah.
I think
you're
that makes
placed in the
you,
right spot.
Jen, and Mandy a trio.
Yeah.
You, Jen, and Mandy definitely a trio on that
Boobs are
topic.
awesome. We need more boobs in comics.
Yes,
I
we do.
agree.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Yep,
Judging from your
100%.
Indiegogo, I think you're well on your way.
Yeah.
We're working on it.
Yeah,
They're all-
and
all-
speaking of, I mean, you guys are crushing it with this one. I mean, you have 24 days to go, and you're already encroaching on 24,000, which is awesome.
Yeah.
So you guys
Yeah.
killed it on this. Yep.
and another 30 days after that as well. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
we'll see where this one goes.
very cool, very cool. Well, what
Well,
I'll do
team,
is
I've got to jump off. I've got to jump
All
off
right,
and
man.
go deal with my child. But I just wanted to pop on because I knew Mandy, you and Peter were coming, and I love you guys. And
Oh,
Jen,
love
and
you
Grizz.
too.
Good to see you,
guys.
Adam.
yes,
Yeah.
man. We'll see you.
Bye,
I'll be back
Adam.
on soon.
Hopping in.
I'll be back on soon. Bye.
Yes.
Big hugs.
All right. So yeah, let's check it out, guys. You guys, this campaign is like this. I love the designs on this. But first, what I'm going to do is I'm going to play your campaign video.
Yay.
Oh yeah.
All right, big question. How do you go from Wart the Wizard to just crazy
Ah.
vampires and shit?
I have very odd taste. I like a little bit of every I love Wart the Wizard and the silliness that I can put into it because I'm incredibly silly. So it works out perfectly. But with Jack the Ripper, it allows me to do my dark, like my devious side. So no, I'm not a normal person. So there's like a million different sides to me, like voices in my head telling me.
Yeah.
Do it.
I mean, plus if I just drew cartoon wizards all the time, I'd go insane.
That's true. That's true. That is
No, but-
100% true.
All right, so brainchild here. How did Jack the Ripper Vampire Hunter? How did you guys even come up with this?
That would be this man right here.
Yeah.
We were just talking. We were in a back room trying to figure out what we were going to do next, what we were going to do. Because Peter and I know we're always going to work together. Like,
Mhm.
I'm the writer, he's the artist. We make such a great team. So a lot of times we'll just hang out in a back room and talking about a campaign. And from that, what do you want to do next? Because both of us have like a million ideas that we want to do.
Mhm.
So, and it was Peter's turn to pick one, and it's your turn. And Pete was like, okay, well, look, hear me out. I've got this idea. And then he told me all of the stuff about this, but then he showed me some artwork where he had been doing it. And as soon as he handed me that artwork, I was like, oh, son of a bitch, you've been holding out on me. Look at this. Yes, we're doing this. Are you crazy? So, and yeah, then we started working on it. And yeah, every page that came in just absolutely blew my mind. And I was like, oh my God, are you kidding me?
Did you have to? Were you like studying, like 18th or 19th century London and whatnot to get the architecture and everything right?
The research that's gone into this is insane.
I would
Yeah.
say he researched, I would say
Down
about
to-
6 months.
Yeah,
Or-
down
which-
to
or-
even the smallest detail. Is,
Yeah. Yeah. He put in the work. He made writing this pretty easy because all the characters already had names because they're the real people. And, so he made, I didn't have to come up with a town. It's London. You know what I mean? No, he did all the research on this. I have to give Pete like 90% of this is him.
I've even gone so far as to like stuff that's not you can't find on the internet. I've asked people to go and look for stuff for me, and go take a photo of this if you can find it, and
Yeah, definitely. And then real quick, gaming or what? Thanks for the $2.
Gaming or
Appreciate
what? Hey, little bug.
I love your panel work here. Like even just like the vampire here coming through, and you got the prostitute, and then the eyes, and then even that almost like that early Hollywood lighting, right?
Yeah, that's exactly. Yeah, that's completely like Dracula, Bela Lugosi's Dracula.
The paneling work is great in your pages,
and it works.
How,
it works really well in the black and white.
Yeah,
it does.
Yeah.
And this is staying black and white, right?
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We talked a little bit about adding just a red accent for the blood, but Pete did a little bit of it, and he actually colored a few pages. And every time he does, we look at it, and it's not that it's bad or that we don't like it, but there's something about this black and white that it doesn't stay the same once you add color at all.
No,
it just it loses something, and we wanted it to keep what.
I mean, the colored pages looked okay. But
it looks good.
It just lost all the atmosphere.
It has that kind of that creepy vibe of like, you know, the silent film era.
Yeah.
You know, with that like just that tone to it in the black and white. Even I mean, obviously the inspiration on kind of your styles and stuff of the vampires and everything. I mean, you really capture that silent film era of a vampire. I really think, I mean, you really went like all out on this. And even like your cards here. How did you draw that, or did you digitally do this?
Oh yeah, no, that was digitally. The background and stuff on the knives, that was digital. It's the same knife, just moved around.
No, I'm talking the cards.
The card
itself.
itself.
Oh no, the cards
itself.
The card. No, look, there you go.
Hang on, let me make that big there. Let me make that big.
Look at that.
Wow.
Awesome.
How did you get it like perfect?
Dude, draw a bit, flip it. Remember the muscle memory of how you drew the curve. Flip it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's insane.
Draw, flip.
That you guys should make that a freaking print or something.
We actually we put all the art for the stretch goals are actually being added to the campaign. So as we unlock new stretch goals, the original art will go up on the campaign. So you can actually buy the original art
and get snapped up straight away, which is nice. It's nice.
Yeah.
It all sold out.
Oh, and Love Sticks, thanks for the $5 super chat. To a keg of CG Dynamite, Mandy, and the man whose art is out of this world. You all have surpassed anything you have done previously.
Oh, no, you're such a sweetheart.
It is. This is awesome.
Yeah,
it is. It is.
Yeah, I'm like a huge like Universal horror and like the old Hammer movies and stuff like that. And a massive Bernie Wrightson fan, you know, with his Frankenstein, and so I've always wanted to do something like this. It's just finding the right idea to. Yeah,
Peter really has been talking about Bernie Wrightson and how.
I never shut up about Bernie Wrightson.
Yeah, how he wanted to do, like, since we met, like literally since we met, he even bought me like the Bernie Wrightson book so I could read the Frankenstein. So because I'd never seen it, like, never read it anyway. So Pete is a huge fan of his, and I think I mean, Pete won't say it.
No,
I think you are just as good. I think you are absolutely freaking. Yes, you are. You are fantastic, and you don't give yourself enough credit.
That's
I will quit ass kissing, but I'm just saying.
Everyone in the chat agrees. Everyone in the chat agrees. It's incredible artwork.
Let's talk process, Pete. I mean, each page is so highly detailed, right? What are you looking at a from start to finish on a page?
Oh God! Well, it depends on the page. Some pages, I think the quickest pages are like 2 days, maybe. And I mean, when I say 2 days, I mean like 20-hour days.
Wow.
You know, non-stop. I don't sleep much. I probably
Pete is unlike any other artist in CG that I've ever met, because when he works, he is drawing literally. I have sat and talked to him 12, 13, 14 hours. And he's still drawing, and it's like, you're still going. I mean, he sleeps like 4 hours. He wakes up, he makes a cup of coffee, and his ass is back at his desk drawing. I've never seen anybody.
I love it though. That's,
he does. He does. He loves drawing. I mean, I've seen him with like calluses all over his from holding the pens and I mean, it's just like blister after blister, and he just band-aids it up and keeps going. It's like, holy shit.
Like a few weeks ago I got like a carpal tunnel.
He had carpal tunnel for a couple of days.
Hit the painkillers, power through.
It's insane.
I mean, some of the
pages,
like I say, some of the pages 2 days, some of them. I mean, one of them, I'm not saying which one was like 5 days.
Wow,
that's it. Oh my god, it seems like it would take
just 5 days.
5 days for one panel, 1 page. Yeah. To be honest,
that's insane.
Almost.
How much detail put into
page
there?
That first one there, that was a 5.
This one had to be a 5. I was going to say that has to be a 5. Right there.
Yeah, that was it. I was seeing that as it was getting done, and
that was hell. That was utter hell.
Well, let's talk story. Let's talk story. What is this book about? I mean, what are the fans going to look forward to when they finally have it in their hands?
You want me to do this part, or you want to do it, Pete?
Do it.
Okay, so a long time ago, like in the 70s and 80s, there was this big
time ago. Shut up.
I wasn't born yet. It was a long time for me. Back when Pete was a rascal running about in London, there was this thing that they were calling the Highgate Vampire. And they literally had like news cameras out there, like talking to vampire hunters. Like this was a big thing, right? Like a real thing that there's vampires, a Highgate vampire. So Pete took that idea, right, and kind of mixed it with Jack the Ripper, as one of the victims' names kind of coincide. Elizabeth Jackson, right? That's the name. Yes.
Yeah, she was the first person to be buried at Highgate Cemetery. She died in 1859. And I was trying to find out more about her, but no one knew anything. It was literally, you got a name and then where she was born, and that was it. So I was trying to find out more. And then this Elizabeth Jackson, who was a potential Jack the Ripper victim, kept popping up as well. But she died like 50 years later. So I'm like, well, she died twice. Clearly, she was a vampire.
Obviously, she has. Obviously. So, yeah, we're taking the story of Jack the Ripper, where his victims aren't just normal victims. You know, they're not just like normal women. No, they were vampires. The Highgate vampire had turned them into vampires so he could kind of get away from Jack the Ripper, because Jack the Ripper is actually after the Highgate vampire. That's who he is trying to get to. But on the way, the Highgate vampire, to stop him from finding him, is making all of these victims into vampires. So Jack isn't really killing, you know, just an average woman. He's actually killing vampires. So, and yeah, that's kind of where the story is going. And it's going to be Jack trying to get to the Highgate vampire to try to stop all of these murders and get this really bad vampire like gone before he can slumber and come back even stronger than he is now. Because
the concept, it was just that. It was all I got was like, Jack, vampires, there you go, something vampires. Mandy takes it, and now there's like detective work in there, and you know, this big chase across London to try and get to the head vampire before he can escape the country and like rest up and become more powerful. And it's good. It's good. It's really good.
I was going to say, like, do you guys have, like, is it like, you know, Jack's going after the Highgate vampire while the authorities are going after Jack? Like, do you have, I mean, is there some type of twist
There will be a little bit of that in there as well, because obviously the police are looking for Jack but Jack is, you know, they're looking for a murderer, but he's not. I mean, he is, but he isn't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, there will be a little bit of that. I'm not going to focus too much on that because I only have so many pages I can do it in. I wish I could take the story and take it like 200 pages, but Pete would never get done and he would kill me if I even attempted it.
This is true. People would
because
not
it's so good. So I have to
time.
try to fill as much as I can and still make it interesting in the page count. So, but it will be obvious that the police are after him. He's after the vampires. So yeah, it's a constant chase throughout the entire book.
Nice. Is there a cameo by Shaq the Ripper?
I wish, Wyatt. I wrote it in. Pete vetoed it.
I did.
So have you? So I'll be honest. I've been seeing a lot more buzz on like other streams and stuff. People just talking about this book. Have you been seeing a rise in like requests for you guys to come on, requests for the book, more promoting from other creators and things?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
My messages, my DMs on Twitter have gone insane. I don't know how to deal with it, so I just hide and draw.
Oh, yeah, I hear that.
No, we're getting so much attention for this book. We weren't expecting it, but God, I think we just both feel so incredibly blessed. Ethan actually, I sent him a super chat saying, "Hey, Ethan, go check out my book," and he actually did it. And he came back and he's like, "No, I've got to promote this. This is freaking fantastic." So even getting like EVS's seal of approval of, "Yay, you guys are doing a good job," it's always great to get a pat on the back and a little bit of, "Y'all are doing good. Y'all are doing good." So. No, this has been amazing. This has been like a dream come true for Pete and I. I'm trying to, I kept telling people that if I ever make a really big book, I'm going to become a total asshole. Swinging my junk around like there's a new sheriff in town. I'm trying to not do that. I'm trying to control it a little.
Yeah.
No, this is so fun. It really is, and just we're making comics. How again? I always go back to that every time, because in what world am I like making a comic book and people actually like it and people are I mean, it's just like it's surreal.
That's pretty cool.
It is. It's so cool. I'm just a stay-at-home mom. You know what I mean? And to now, like there's this whole. It's not just my whole life is dedicating to my kids anymore. This is something for me. You know what I mean? Like it's for them too, but it's also it's something for me that's just mine. So it's very cool.
That is cool. And that's awesome. And I feel like, because you guys will go in demand with this, I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
I feel like this will be like you're like a $50,000 campaign.
Oh my goodness. Well, I'll really have to keep myself in check.
Yeah.
That would be nice.
Buy me a coat.
Yeah.
Buy me a coat.
I will buy you a coat. So.
But I think you guys are gonna. I think you're gonna hit that with this, because it is a really unique idea and it's cool. It's cool. Like it's like the best way to describe it.
This is the first book that I've. That like backer tracker thing app where you can, it like predicts what you're going to do. I've looked at it before, and other books have done, and like the first day it's like, we're going to make $90,000 on this book, and then the next day it goes, you're going to make 15, you're going to make 10. Oh, okay. So I was looking at this one. It's like you're going to make. I think on the first day it's like you're going to make $55,000 in the first 30 days. And I'm like, okay, we'll see tomorrow.
Yeah,
next day it's like you're going to make 48, and then the next day it's like you're going to make 60, and it's like, God. So who knows? But I need to stop looking at that goddamn app.
Well, you know how it is. It's that rush. It's that rush in the beginning, and then you're gonna have the lull, right?
Yeah,
and then you'll get that pickup towards the end, and then you're gonna get a boost when you're in demand. As you keep promoting it. But I think you guys are gonna really crush
this.
But
it's still ticking over. It's still going up. It's fantastic.
Yeah, it is. It really is. I keep seeing your posts about, well, we're almost to this point. We're almost to that.
I need to stop doing that. I need to stop.
No, that's good. That's good, because it helps. It's like building the team up. It's getting your team motivated, and then like people are like, haven't backed it yet. They're waiting for their paycheck or whatever, and it's like, all right, I can finally back it now, and they're backing the book, which is good, because as you're developing, right, like we all start with that first book, or our first project, whatever it is. It's always kind of like our freshman entry into whatever we're trying to do. But now, I mean, Mandy, you have 5 campaigns under you right now.
I do.
You guys, if you scroll all the way down, you can see, the books that have been worked on. I mean, you got Wart the Wizard, Super Dead, Pirate Queen, the Goody Bird, the sequel to Wart the Wizard, The Portal of Echoes, Rocket Gal and the Mole Man of Mars. I mean, you guys are all, you've all worked together very well, Wyatt including. I mean, you guys have kind of created this team, and you've been producing stuff, so it's only natural that the books mature as well. Right? Yes. You guys start getting into different genres and different styles of art and writing. And, we can all have fun. We can all be goofy. But at the end of the day, it's about the product. It's about the fans. Yes, Jen.
Hold on. I just saw an exclusive T-shirt.
Yeah.
She's sweating. Are you sweating?
I gotta get that. Exclusive T-shirts. I am all about that. And it's the art, of course.
The art's fantastic. Yeah. That design for Jack is incredible. I love the mask. It's so cool.
Yeah.
I tried to draw him with the face, and it just doesn't. It's okay, but no, it kind of loses something. Plus, no one knew who he was. So
right, the mask is perfect.
Yeah, I think it's wonderful. I absolutely love it.
But it's
the whole story.
Sorry, say again.
The book is the whole story. Like it's just going to be this one issue.
It will be, but it will continue. It will continue.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. We're going to continue, but it will be a full story. It won't leave you on a hanger.
Yeah,
I hate I hate those, so I won't leave you like that.
The Highgate Vampire, obviously he's still around, according to like news reports, where he's still around in the 1980s. So we've got like 100 years of
Oh, that's really cool.
So,
nice.
Yeah.
And Bad Mojo says, at Mandy and Pete, I haven't backed it yet, but I will. I'm a little bummed I missed the 72-hour cover.
Oh.
Thank you, and I keep hearing that. I've got DMs from people saying, "Oh, I want that cover."
Me too.
It's gone.
It's gone. Move on.
Trying to persuade me. I'm like, no.
John, move on. Suck it up, people. You'll find it on eBay for $500.
That's a steal. Yeah.
Actually, Pete will be selling them for $500 on eBay.
Yes.
Damn straight.
There you go. There you
I might
go.
even sign them. I might even sign them.
Yeah, I had to talk him out of adding gift cards to the campaign.
Shut up. I just want to do a bloody thumbprint. It's like, no, you can't have like biological, human biological stuff going through the mail.
Sending the DNA. That's all you need.
Yeah.
All you need. So yeah, just good luck to you guys, man. This is awesome.
Thank you.
I've been waiting for this to come out. I've messaged Pete a few times in the past, like, hey, when are you guys doing this? When's this going on? And then he finally got back to me. He's like, we're doing it. I'm like, awesome. So it's great to have you guys on.
We've been planning it for so long, and then it was like Mandy just DM'd me and said, we should do it now. Let's do it now. And I'm like,
it was honestly, it was Pete's turn. It was way past Pete's turn to pick an IP. So Pete's a winner. Pete is his idea was amazing, and I'm so blessed that he, trusted my writing enough to be like, all right, Mandy, come on, write this bad boy for me. So no, I love the fact that me, Peter, and Wyatt, and now Clint's almost like he's pulled in with us too. So I love that we have this little working group, and everybody's just we're all on the same page, and that's so rare with things like this, to have everybody that is just literally on the same page, and there's no drama, and there's no bickering, and there's no little internet crap. It's everything goes so smoothly, and it's amazing, and I'm just having the time of my life.
Yeah, well, kudos to you. I'm glad you guys have found that. You found something that's yours. You're growing it. You're nurturing it. And that's what I think is really cool about you, Mandy and Pete, is that it's like you guys really nurture what you do. You're really close with your fans. You have fun with your fans. You're your complete selves. You're silly. You're goofy. You guys can be serious at times. But at the end of the day, you're all about making comics because you're comic book fans. Yes. So it's cool. It's cool that you guys are doing that. It's neat. I like it. I like it a lot.
Awesome.
So awesome. We'll get you. You guys got to come back on. Me, you, Billy. We'll get a couple others. We'll just have a nice little hangout stream.
Oh, that'd be so fun.
That'd
have
a couple
so
of drinks
fun.
or smoke, whatever anyone's doing. Maybe a cigar hour. We'll get Mandy a cigar. We'll do a cigar hour.
I've never smoked a cigar, but I've never smoked one, but I bet I'd look cool doing it. I feel like I would look cool as hell with a cigar.
We'll send you a big. You get the real big one too.
I need
4-star general.
Yeah, I don't want no little mincy one. I need like a
Winston Churchill type of
cigar. There you go. There you go. I was waiting for that. I was going to say a different name, but that one's better.
yeah.
But all right, Mandy. All right, Pete. Thanks so much for coming on. We appreciate you guys popping on the Weekend Pop, and I'll be in touch with you guys if you want to do one of our hangout streams that me and Billy.
Of course. Jen, I hope you get some amazing stuff in your. You open a sack, right?
Yes,
sack.
One of those shirts. You wait. I'm gonna open that shirt in my sack.
Oh, yay! Nice. All right, you guys. Y'all have a great night.
Right. Are you guys heading to any other streams tonight?
No, I'm gonna go. Suicide Squad came out today.
That's
the second one. I got half of it watched. I'm gonna go make me some popcorn, and I'm gonna go curl up in my chair, and I'm gonna.
Is it on HBO Max?
It is. It's on HBO Max.
It is. I feel all these actors are getting screwed.
It's so far, it's good. I'm an hour in. It's 2.5 hours. I'm an hour in, and I like it. So
you like it? All right.
I like it.
You
so
like
far.
the first one though?
I loved the first one.
Oh,
so,
no.
Yeah, I loved the first one. So. But this one is not as good to me as the first one, so maybe you'll like it better.
Maybe Jen will like it more.
Maybe it'll flip for you, and you'll be like, "No, this one ain't bad." If they would have done the first one.
Well, Mandy, enjoy Suicide Squad. Pete, enjoy your breakfast.
No, I'm going to work. I've got work.
There you go.
Yeah,
What is it?
ages
Is it
ago.
2 or 3 in the morning for you? I always forget.
3:30.
3:30. Oh yeah, get to work.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
He's a
Oh, I'll
party
be-
animal.
yeah.
He likes
I'll
to
be
party.
Awesome. All right, guys. Thanks so much for
Bye.
coming on. I'll be
Thanks
in
for
touch
coming
with you.
on.
Yeah.
Have a good
y'all.
one.
Right.
They're
They
fun.
were really cool.
I
I
love them.
loved them.
They're a
They
good
were really
duo.
cool. Yeah,
They
they
are.
were great together. They're kind of like very opposite
Yeah.
personalities. Very entertaining. I really like them.
Opposite but the same.
Yeah, opposite
You
but the same.
know, they definitely kindred spirits, and they do. Their books are really good, you know, and they have a lot of fun. You know, it's not like serious drama with them. They just like to laugh, have fun, you know, joke around, and they really do create really good books. You know, Mandy's actually she's a good writer, and Pete's a great artist, and you know, you go and you look at their evolution of work that they've done, and it's cool to see them grow. You know, it hasn't been that long, you know, maybe 2 years or so they've been working together, which is pretty cool. So yeah, the link is in the description below for those of you that are watching this live and recorded. So if you want to check out that campaign, it's on Indiegogo. As of today, August 5th, 2021, they're currently have 24 days left. They're at $23,205 with 356 backers. So it will go in demand. And as you know, with Indiegogo, that can stay as long as you keep selling. So good luck to them. I bet you they will hit 50K on this. I know patterns now. You know, I can tell, like when I see how campaigns start.
You're
know,
a student of the game.
Yes, I'm a student of the game. I'm pretty on point. Like I'll be like, you know, billion. I'll be like, it's gonna be this much, that much, this much, and boom, boom, boom. I'm like right there, like maybe off by a couple dollars, but I'm pretty much on point where it needs to be.
I mean, if you're within a couple of dollars, that's pretty good prediction.
Yeah, some of them I made some really good predictions on. You know, so it's pretty cool. It's cool, you know. It's a little gift I have. Only if I could use it for the lottery. But what are you gonna do? You know. But yeah. So I think we got a few things we can be chit chatting about, guys.
Oh, let's chit chat.
Let's chit chat. Let's chit chat. I want to talk some movies and television. Yeah! Yeah, everybody! Don't worry, those are gonna get much better, like Jen's sack.
That was a great one.
You like that?
You're gonna have to change it though. Now I've got new hair.
Oh, send me a damn new
Oh
image.
my god.
I know you just made that one, but now you got a new one.
Well, we'll enjoy it one more time.
What's in Jen's?
That's
Really
me.
wonderful.
That's
That
me.
is so good.
What? That was you?
That was me. What's in Jen's sack?
Oh man. Good stuff.
Great stuff. So we watched a movie. You two saw in theaters. I bootlegged it.
You're not supposed to say that. You're not supposed to tell me.
I can tell people I do it. I don't care. I'm a celebrity. I'm on the POPXP.
I'm a celebrity.
I'm celebrity. I'm a celebrity now. I bootleg whatever I want. I bootleg my drinks. I bootleg my movies, and that's it. Bootleg's a dog. Yeah, it's a cat. Whatever. But yeah, the green. Let's talk Green Knight. The Green Knight.
Let's
Hang on.
talk the Green
I
Knight.
have to get my notebook here. Okay. Did you guys read The Green Knight? Did you guys read The Green Knight in high school?
No.
Is that a thing for you?
It was
I read The Once and Future King, which is a different
Okay.
Arthurian legend.
All right. So the Green Knight, right? The Green
Yeah.
Knight. Boom. Right there for those that haven't seen the movie poster. Very interesting movie. Very interesting movie. You watch the trailer, you kind of think like a fantasy adventure, Lords of the Ringy, like maybe something really cool, but that's not what I got.
maybe
I
something
watched
really cool, but
I got a lot of confusion. I'm not, I want to start with Grizz on. I don't know who to start with. Who should we start with? Should we start with Grizz or should we start with Jenn?
we always start with me. Start with Jeff.
All right.
Unless
Jeff.
you don't want me to shit on his opinion. We'll see.
All right.
So
Jeff?
you just want to
Jeff.
know my general thoughts on it?
Jeff, let's talk it. Well, first, you're good at like giving a description of the movie to the viewers and then kind of getting into the point of like,
Yeah. You're good at
You
the general
loved it or hated it.
description before
Yeah.
your review. So
because you
So-
do movie reviews. That's you.
yeah.
This is the story of Gawain and the Green Knight. He is the nephew of King Arthur, and he's trying to prove himself and prove himself to be worthy of his lineage, and trying to become a knight. And then in this movie, that's what his end goal is, to finally become a knight in King Arthur's court. And he gets this opportunity at the beginning of the movie to prove his valor against the Green Knight, who shows up on Christmas Eve, I guess it was, to challenge them. And anyone who can land a blow on him will, get to keep his amazing axe and will be well known. And the only thing they have to do in exchange is allow him to make the same blow back to them 1 year later. Okay, so very philosophical, dilemma on this, how this combat's going to begin, and no one will volunteer except for our guy Gawain, and that's what sets us down the path of him, this journey he goes on to find the Green Knight to make good on his promise.
Yeah, let's just say there's 2 Green Knights in this film.
Should we say that?
Yeah. 2 Green Knights. The Green Knight, and then the knight with not too much experience because he's a bit green.
Oh, he's a Green Knight. That's
knight.
very clever. Very clever.
I thought you'd get that, Grizz.
I totally missed it.
Man.
Went right over my head.
Wow. So, Jen, your scroll of thoughts.
Jeff first.
What?
Thought we were starting with Jeff first.
We did.
I haven't given my thoughts on it. I just gave you a synopsis.
God, Nile. Duh.
Well, I thought he was going to go into that, then we'd get your view, and then we were going to get his view, and then I'd be able to post my little meme.
Okay, so let me.
Oh wait.
That's fair. That's fair.
I need him to. I need his view last.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead. Let's.
Fair.
Plus, chat really wanted to hear from JVD first, anyways.
Oh wow. All right.
Thanks, Journey of the Shadow.
So I really hated it. I thought it was absolutely horrible. I walked out of the theater. Jeff and I went and saw it together, and we stood outside and we kind of shared opinions at first. I was the only one that didn't really like it. I thought it was just so basic. The music was just typical night music. It was weird, but it wasn't really weird. I wanted Pan's Labyrinth, fantasy weird. It was just I didn't even think it was weird, honestly. Everybody else thought it was weird except for me. I just thought it was real, nothing really crazy happened.
Slow.
Though I will say, what?
Slow.
Oh, slow. It was very slow. Okay, we haven't got there yet. We haven't got there yet.
Oh, sorry.
I had a joke. You interrupted my joke. Ready?
Fuck.
The weirdest part about this whole movie was the cum rag.
That's not a joke. You just wanted to say
that's not a joke. You just wanted to say cum rag on the show. Da-da-da! And now she's in the
broken.
Car batteries dead laugh.
Yeah, so without ruining the movie, Gawain is given a belt, a sash that is has it's been enchanted, and as long as he wears it, he won't be no blow can kill him. Is the legend. So there's a scene in the movie where he is wearing it, and something happens, and he gets some stuff on it.
And then she sword. Says, "You're no knight."
Yeah.
And then he wears it the whole rest of the movie. He doesn't wash it. It's just
because it's authentic. That's what they did in those times.
It was a scene that was not
waterproofing
necessary for the whole movie. That did not need to be in there at all. So as much as I wanted to say cum rag, they just wanted to put cum rag in the movie. So
TJ. I guess we know it will be in the sack next week. Oh, TJ.
Surprise out of my sack. But okay, so we were talking about being slow.
Yeah.
I usually don't mind slow movies. I didn't know it was 2.5 hours going into it. But it was I literally could not wait for it to be over. I really, really had to go to the bathroom, but I was no, I'm not going to go. I hate going to the bathroom during movies. I don't want to miss anything. But eventually I was nothing is happening. I'm just going to go to the bathroom. I came back. Literally nothing happened. And it was just so, at least with Black Widow, I thought that movie was horrible. But I was how bad can this movie get?
That's what I'm laughing at.
Don't worry. Don't worry. I don't want to get suspended for 90 days again. Don't worry.
Now I want to see this meme though. Now I'm interested.
Oh, you've seen it. It's nothing crazy. Sorry, people. Sorry to spoil the fun. But you could have missed the Giants.
Yes, and then they didn't do anything with the Giants. I was like, oh, cool, awesome. Something's about to happen. Like Giants. Wow, interesting. And then nothing fucking happened. Just you saw their boobs, I guess. Like that's about as good as it got. Like, I don't know. I couldn't. Oh yes, and that was my other thing. Like the costumes and the sets were really cool, but you couldn't see them because the whole movie was so dark. Like I understand, like dark is a mood, but literally, like it's just dark. You can't fucking see anything. It's really a waste of like costumes and sets. Yeah. Wait, I have a theory though. So maybe we should go through. Well, maybe we should go through Jeff's review first, and then I will say my theory, or I can just say it.
Well, Nile, do you want to do your review first?
Well, oh yeah. I mean, it's very on the same line as Jen. Like for me, it was very slow moving. It was bored. There's actually times in the movie where I went and like started daydreaming about like stuff I had to do, and I actually. Like, no, it would just be like, oh, crap, where was I? And I'm like, oh, my God, this movie's like over 2 hours. And I'd go back and I'd watch it again. But my copy of it, yes, because I told you what my copy was really dark. So basically, I was pretty much just listening to like an audio drama that didn't have that much audio.
Yeah, it didn't have that much either.
But I will, can I say something, though? And I did pull this image. How badass is that, though?
But you couldn't even see it. At the very end, you kind of see him in a normal light.
Yeah.
But that's like, but I see that and I expect like, oh, Pan's Labyrinth, like something weird is going to happen. Hated it, Billy Tucci.
Billy Tucci, thank you for the $5 super chat. Hated it. All right. In honor of this chat and the super chat.
Hated it.
Okay.
Gets me every time. I love it.
All right, Grizz.
So
I hated it.
I really liked it.
Really?
I also knew what I was going into because I went in expecting a take on an Arthurian legend that it's a poem. Like this is an epic poem. So it's not going to be filled with constant epic battle scenes like Lord of the Rings. This met my expectations for what I was expecting from the movie. I thought it was going to be a little weird.
I wasn't expecting like battles per se.
I think from the trailers, I know you don't watch trailers, Jen, but from the trailers, like Nile said, he was expecting, like a high fantasy, battle movie. Because that's
epic, like an epic, journey battle, with the Green Knight and all this crap. But it was these unapologetic, complete interpretation of the poem, which is just illegible for any viewer.
I mean, I got it. The lighting is deliberate. Okay, Igor.
Take. Okay.
The lighting is deliberate. It's supposed to, emphasize the darkness of his inner turmoil. And then when you get the moments of light, it's the levity and good things are happening to him. And I mean, it's all very deliberate and symbolic. And yes, it's very slow paced, but again, these, especially in Arthurian legends and other like epic poems like the Odyssey, it's not all constant battle. There's huge swaths of philosophical discussion and then moments where they have a brief conflict with like a very short battle, that sort of stuff. So I mean, I really enjoyed it. I thought that it was very cinematic. I can see why the dark lighting would make it a little less enjoyable if you're trying to appreciate the costume design and all that. But I thought it added to the movie in other ways.
Excellent. So did this movie, was it a pop or not for you?
It popped for me.
Hey! Pop for Grizz!
Yeah, I love it. It's so good.
Did it pop or not for you, Jen?
It was absolutely horrible. I hate it. I like even
that makes Grizz sad. That makes Grizz sad.
There's the face. Perfect. I like the hat and everything on there too. But even like the landscape scenes where it's supposed to be bright and beautiful, even when he's walking through the field where everything's like burned down and there's all these bodies, like you just like they just tell you, but they don't show you. Like I don't think it was great, like cinematography, like at all. There's just so much that I wanted out of it, but not based on the trailer, not based on expectations. But even you hear like Arthurian legend, I expect it to be legendary. It was just
it's the
really
like Arthurian legend that's in the actual poem, which is like one of the greatest literature pieces in like, you know, in what, the English poetry or whatever.
Yeah, but I don't think that they delivered on a visual representation of that.
Actually, that's the thing. I think they did deliver on the visual representation of the poem, which makes it kind of bland because the poem is actually a very complex piece. Like if you actually know anything about the poem, it's a very complex poem that has been led to a lot of interpretation, a lot of argument amongst philosophers and other poets and writers. So I think and it's not an exciting piece. Some of us had to read it in high school. Maybe in college, maybe you've read it just for the heck of it. Maybe you've never even heard of it, but it's actually, I wrote it down, it's just there, but it's Sir Gawain and the Green Knight is what this movie's adapted from. So, you know, the poem is just, again, it's a very complex poem and it's a very complex movie. And the director's actually praised for staying very true to the poem.
I didn't think it was a complex movie. It just was basic. Really
I don't agree with basic, and I'm not going to go too deep into this. I don't agree with basic. I understand the vision of it, but I think because of the trailer and what it was, and now reviews basically start off with like, if you know, were anticipating X type of movie, this is not it, you know, and that's the thing. It's not. It's complex in its simplicity. And the storytelling and its visual nature, kind of like how Grizz was talking about the dark and then into the light and all these other things. They're using more imagery to tell the story than more action and verbiage. So,
but it was not exceptional. It was not exceptional lighting, exceptional landscapes, exceptional.
It's a mood. It's a mood. It's like, you know, like poetry makes you feel. So they were trying to use that to make you feel.
I felt nothing other than I wish it was over. Like that movie could have been like 45 minutes. And they could have cut out like all the crap that didn't happen. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I didn't.
But it didn't pop for me. It's just it didn't capture my interest. And I do like, you know, abstract movies, more complex movies, deep thinking movies, visual movies. This just didn't do anything for me. I got really bored. With it.
I did have one. This is my theory. Okay. So the first thing that the queen says to him at like whenever he's about to go fight the Green Knight, she says, "This is a game." And I feel like the whole movie is like the game. And so it's meant to like lead him to the ending where he like wins the game by just like self-realization. But just all the, like Jeff had mentioned, like the characters being like the same actors, like throughout the whole story. I think, there was literally like 4 actors, I think, in like the whole movie.
There were several actors who played multiple characters in the movie.
Yeah.
And that is also supposed to add more imagery and help you draw conclusions.
Which I think is interesting, but the movie was uninteresting. And really like I feel like they just added like weird like sex scenes and stuff for like no reason. That's supposed to be the shock value, I guess. I don't know. I felt nothing.
Well, in Igor's respect, there is more to the story than the poem. By the way, the Knightly Tales of Sir Gawain includes an actual story with text involving the Green Knight. Yes, it's all part of.
Yeah, there's lots of different tales about Gawain.
Yeah. So, anyways, that's the Green Knight. It's 1 pop, 2 knots. But you know, Grizz is maybe he's a better movie person than us. I don't know. You know,
I don't know if better is.
He has a podcast. What is that podcast, Grizz?
Remember the Film. You can find it on YouTube and podcast services around the globe.
And you can find it in the description of this live episode.
Bum, ba, da, ba.
Come join me for my soy takes.
for your soy takes. Oh, some extra soy. Let's talk about something that really just made me mad. Masters of the Universe Revelation. Because I am a He-Man fan, this didn't work for me. This is not what I wanted.
Do you know what you wanted?
Like it. Yeah, I just wanted some He-Man action. You know, I just kind of wanted them.
Not He-Man action though.
Because just the main character wasn't He-Man. It was Teela.
Yeah, He-Man's barely in it.
He-Man's barely in it. And, you know, the way they did promote it didn't really lead to this. And then, of course, once it airs, everyone goes and, you know, all the true hardcore fans, which remember, too, like you're talking about millennials. You're talking about this generation of people and even some ex-geners here. Like, you know, nostalgia's huge. Right? We're constantly bringing things back, but we're trying to bring them back in the way we remember, but others are trying to change them into what they think it should be. But it's going to get canceled. Like from what I'm reading in the reviews now, it's like, doesn't look like He-Man's, this is going to go any further. This is going to be it now. But like, would they just try for once to be like, hey, let's bring something back and kind of just bring back the action and what it was? Now, yes, He-Man gave the ultimate sacrifice in this series. He did, right? He gave the ultimate sacrifice. He died. The sword, that boom, kabing, first episode, you know, and then Teela takes over, but then Teela's angry. You know, she was lied to. And, you know, now she goes on her journey. You know, it's Teela and the Masters of the Universe, but the magic's gone, you know. But then she goes into the realm of the dead, basically. And it's just... like He-Man's now just this secondary character. And for me, if you're a fan of He-Man, this doesn't work well. It just doesn't sit right. But I will say this in regards to the show itself. If you are not familiar with He-Man, then this series might work for you because you don't know any different. You don't know the saga of He-Man, which, you know, from what I remember, it's like amazing. It's magical what the He-Man cartoons were. When you try to watch them now, it's a little hard to watch some of these things. Some of the episodes don't hold up too well, but I don't know. It's the problem is everything they're making, it's kind of like the same, right? I just feel like it's like the same premise, putting in the same things, making the characters the same. It's just in a different universe. Like there's no originality to this stuff now. It's just the same thing. I mean, I watched the whole series. Jen, I know, only watched an episode or two. Grizz only watched a couple episodes. That's kind of my rant right now. So I'll start with Grizz. I want to start, you know, Jen, I'll leave you alone. You know, I always start with you say. So Grizz, what were your thoughts? Were you a He-Man fan to begin with?
I wouldn't say I was a He-Man fan. I watched a good amount of He-Man. It was not one of the properties that I latched onto as a kid, but I'd watched enough of it to know what was going on and to know at the start of this episode that this is not going to work for most He-Man fans.
Yeah,
because I mean we should have known when they titled it Masters of the Universe Revelation and He-Man is not in the title. That, you know, should have been the first clue that this was not going to be the He-Man stuff that you were hoping for. I also thought that it's a little on the nose at points with, like, you know, the worship of technology and stuff like that. As, you know, I don't know, most of it just kind of fell flat for me. And they also, I just don't think it's a good opportunity to bring new people into the franchise either, because it has the same problem that He-Man has always had, and that's there's a billion frickin' characters, and you don't know any of them, and they're not going to spend any time telling you about any of them. So you just have to, if you don't know it going in, you're not going to learn it. And it's hard to feel attached to any of these characters if you weren't a big fan of them the first time around.
Yeah. Yeah, Herrenberg says the show is great. You feel like all your heroines butch and roided out. We don't. Some people like strong women.
Yeah.
I like a chick who can put her arm out and I can do pull-ups on. You know, we're working out together. It's fun. It's fun.
Am I cringer?
Is Grizz cringer? I do like the art style though.
Yeah, I mean it looks good.
It looks good. It looks good. To me, it has like that DC, you know, direct to home movies, you know, that animation style. But I was let's see what we got here. He-Man show was not great, but the aesthetic is key for Zeta Barbarian fantasy crossed with science fiction and magic, thunder, fire and ice, heavy metal magazine, etc. They should respect that. Yeah, but I do think they respected that in a way, and I think is that what he's trying to say? They did respect it, or they should respect
When you say they should respect it, so I guess the implication is that they did not respect that.
I don't know. I see that they did and they didn't. You know, obviously Frazetta women. You know, Frazetta women are known for Frazetta women.
I like Frazetta women.
I like Frazetta women too. But yeah, so Jen, He-Man, or it's not even He-Man, Master of the Universe Revelations. You watched the first episode. What'd you think?
Well, I will say I'm the new person to He-Man. I never watched He-Man growing up. I literally know nothing about He-Man other than that weird GIF meme with the rainbows, the song or whatever. So Jeff and I watched the first episode together, and we ended the episode, and the first thing I said was, wow, I couldn't keep track of like all those characters in the first episode. That was a lot. Mm-hmm. And he said, wow, and you think that's like all the characters? There are literally like hundreds of characters. And so I don't know who this show was made for. They pissed off He-Man fans, but it wasn't made for first-time viewers either. So as a first-time viewer, I did not care for it. I have no interest in seeing any more of it. It was too much in the first episode without them like explaining anything or where any of the characters come from or their background story or like anything. So
that's what I'm saying. It just kind of like picked up from somewhere, right? It was just like all of a sudden the story starts again. It's not for the fans of He-Man that existed, and it's hard for I think it would be easier for someone who doesn't know anything about He-Man to actually watch this series, because then it's like they can go back and like research as much as they want of He-Man and they can kind of make it whatever. But in just to respect though to the amount of characters, before this aired, they released like a character guide. Like a couple months ago, they released a He-Man character guide, probably preparing people for this, because I really think they anticipated for this to blow up and be huge. But I think they screwed it up. I think they screwed up personally.
Yeah, I just don't know who this is for.
I don't know who it's for either.
Because it's not good for people who are coming in fresh, and it's not good for the diehard fans, and it's not like a fresh take that might draw people in. It's like, I don't know, just kind of like it's a continuation, like basically just picking up where it left off, but it's like it goes in a completely different direction than the original. So like it's not really a continuation either. So I just don't.
It's not. It's trash.
I mean, do you think just Kevin Smith is just trying to make it his own thing, just to have his name like attached to He-Man, like he's creating this whole new vibe for it? I mean, if he's such a fan, then why did he do this?
I don't know what Kevin Smith is a weird bird. I like Kevin Smith. I do. I like Kevin Smith. I like Clerks. I like Mallrats. I like, Jay and Silent Bob. I like that stuff. But when he gets his hands on other IPs, it's like I feel like he just kind of looks like, what do you think I should do? Like, what is going on in the world that what do I need to do to try to make this how you want it? Instead of maybe making it how he really wants it. Because if you look at his career and the type of work he does, this storyline, even his comics that he's written, and maybe there's stuff out there that I haven't seen, which is true. I haven't seen all of his stuff. I haven't read all of his comics. I've seen all of his movies and things like that, and shows he's directed and stuff. This actually doesn't really fall into what I would call his style. It almost seems like he wanted his name attached to this. I bet you he was really told a lot of what had to be and what direction it needed to go in. And I think they did it. I don't, again, that's just from what I know about Kevin Smith. I mean, Grizz, you're a movie guy. I don't know if you're a Kevin Smith guy, but
I like a lot of his movies. Yeah. I mean, he was the producer on this. Beyond that, I don't know like how much control he had over the actual show, but I mean, he's definitely the one getting the blame for it. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, he is intending to do Clerks, like I see we can check. Clerks 3 is something that has been in discussion for a long time. So, maybe this is just the sort of the big budget, high dollar payday for him to help finance his next movie. Who knows?
Yeah. Other IPs, man. He's worked on The Flash, Batman, Green Arrow, I mean, he's working on a bunch of different things. Some stuff's been really good. Some of it not too, hasn't been the best. But yeah, man. So that's where I'm at with He-Man. I mean, the series just didn't pop for me. It wasn't something that I was digging at all. Yeah, but I do like the art. I like the animation, but also the animation is kind of typical.
Yeah, it was very
for that style.
Also, I'll say the biggest disappointment for me about it was that they have some really big names voicing these characters, but like the big disappointment for me was Mark Hamill as Skeletor
for 2 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he's barely in it, but then also like he didn't sound like Skeletor. He sounded like the Joker.
The Joker, yeah, 'cause that's the only voice he can do. All the characters he does is the Joker. Like, even if you watch the 1990s Flash series when he's the trickster or whatever that character is, it's the Joker. That's Mark Hamill. That's his voice. That's why he is the Joker. He's perfect for the Joker. He is my Joker, Grizz, and that's where this stands. I'm done. I am done. Fucking He-Man. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Let's talk about some things. One thing I did enjoy, and it's in our next segment here. And I think that we need to jump into a little bit of some comic book reviews. So we've got it here. Let's start off. Which one are we starting off with, Grizz? We going Amazing Fantasy, Superman?
Yeah, I think we were going to start with Amazing Fantasy.
I think we should start with Amazing Fantasy. Boom. Amazing Fantasy #1, just released, 1 of 5. I liked this. I thought this was cool. Premise is basically you've got Captain America, Spider-Man, Black Widow, all coming from different times and all ending up in this magical place, a place of amazing fantasies. And I liked it. I thought it was well written in the sense of like it was just I'm getting set up for something. I'm getting set up for a big adventure. Something really cool. There wasn't like crazy dialogue that was just like just, oh my God, so much talking. There was action, there was dialogue, there was, entering the fourth wall, breaking down the fourth wall, a little talk back to the reader. I really enjoyed this. I like what they're doing with this and bringing the Amazing Fantasy series back, at least for this 5-part. I think it's pretty cool. The cover is awesome.
Cover is
speaking of Rosetta, of Rosetta style. I mean, that's a Frazetta girl down there. I mean, this is cool. Marvel, so far, thank you for giving me something that resembles what I personally like. And I like the interior. There's different art styles in here. And this is from Carrie Kyle Andrews, who's actually someone that we've been in talks about getting on the show, which is pretty cool. I didn't even know he was working on this, so pretty neat. But the interiors are pretty solid. It starts off with a Captain America, then we jump into a Spider-Man, and then Black Widow, and then they kind of start to, we're going to see that point where that merges. I liked this book. Jen, what were your thoughts on Amazing Fantasy issue 1 of 5?
So I will. Okay, so I have never heard of this. I open it up and I see that cover and I am like, holy shit! I am about to love this comic. Hell yeah! But the comic, like, the art is not the same. Like, I didn't get the vibe. Like, Captain America seems like such a fucking badass. You're like, hell yeah, dude looks awesome. You got like the classic Frazetta at the bottom, and then you just like the comic didn't give that to you, in my opinion. I do feel like it is setting you up though for like I'm interested to read the rest of it because I feel like they did a good job just like introducing the characters, how they got here. My one thing is like, nobody seemed like weirded out. Captain America wasn't like, oh my God, I'm on this. Why is my hair long? Why do I have a beard? What's going on? They all just kind of like accepted that this was happening to them. Like even Black Widow, she just makes this like snarky comment instead of being like, wow, who is this crazy man? Why am I on this horse?
Well, Spider-Man too, right? The Spider-Man one, I was like, that one was the worst though. That was like the worst transition.
The transitions were absolutely horrible.
They're jarring transitions.
Yeah.
I
would not want to wake up into any of these scenarios. Yeah, I actually did that. I was like, did I miss something? Did I miss a page?
I thought I missed a page because I'm like, wait, how did we get to here?
But I'll say though, the cover and the interiors, like whenever you see a cover like this, that is not your interiors typically.
Yeah, of course not.
Right. Like,
but I didn't get the vibe either, though.
I think you did get some Frazetta-esque
yeah.
drawings of the women in this book. Like, this is the curviest Black Widow has looked in freaking decades.
There's one when she's on a horse and her ass just looks like so.
Right there. I saw this and I was like, that is what I want to see.
I saw, and it literally says badunk, badunk, badunk.
Oh,
yes.
I didn't notice that.
Badunk, badunk, badunk. That right there is a juicy Black Widow right there. That's all I'm saying.
Juicy Black Widow.
And don't get me started on this Spider-Man. Hey!
When I saw that, I was like, wait, really? This is Marvel?
That's why I was like, thank you for this. But yeah, since I basically just showed everyone the book. But
I mean, they don't have the context.
We had to talk about the ass. Okay, we just
we had to talk about the ass. But all right, Grizz.
I mean, like we've already talked about, the story itself is a little disjointed, and it's 100% just set up for the rest of this. So I'm withholding judgment a little bit on this whole series because of not really knowing what they're doing with it yet.
Yeah,
but Amazing Fantasy is a big title to put on a book.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this Amazing Fantasy. That's where Spider-Man started, right?
Yes.
Like,
yes.
If you're going to put Amazing Fantasy on your book, you're going to need to
make it amazing.
You have to deliver. And so far, it falls a little short of delivering for me.
I feel I agree. I will agree in that statement, but I will read the next issue because I feel like I'm getting set up for something pretty epic. Like, I think this is going to be a pretty fun story. I could be wrong, and I'll get mad and I'll yell.
And not for nothing.
Though. So, like, the first issue made us all interested to read more. So I think that is the point.
So for me, I recommend this book. This book popped for me, and I recommend it. Grizz, finger up.
Yeah, well, so I'll say it popped for me. But for the people who are fans of this channel and are fans of this kind of artwork, which we've established through all the different stuff we talk about, this is a common thing that people want more, sexy characters in comics. Go out and buy this Marvel book to tell Marvel this is what you want. And who knows? It's a business, so they're going to do what sells. And if this is what sells, so if this is what you want, go tell them this is what you want with your $1.
Thanks, Papa Jeff.
Yeah, no, he's right though.
He is right. Like, this is the shit. Like, this is the stuff. So yeah, if you can get it digitally, go to your local comic shop if they have it. Grab a copy. I think this one will be pretty good. I think it's going to give a little more of what you want. And William C.
As a poster.
Good point, Grizz.
Give me that poster.
Yes, yes.
So cool.
So while we transition to our next book here, Teenage Moon Knight Productions, James Gunn's The Suicide Squad is trash. What? But we haven't
even reviewed it yet.
We haven't even reviewed it. What makes you say it's trash? How?
It's Suicide Squad 2. I mean, the first one was. I'm gonna watch it just to see if it can get worse than the first one.
I can't imagine it being worse than the first one.
Oh my god!
I'll tell you what, it's James Gunn, Guardians of the Galaxy.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
You love Guardians of the Galaxy.
I do like Guardians of the Galaxy. So
I
I'm
love Guardians of the Galaxy.
Enjoying this.
So I'm gonna say it. I'm probably gonna like it. That's why I made sure to buy all the Harry.
There you go.
Bill.
We read that.
We read that.
We read that. Did you guys read the 5th? You read the last issue?
I haven't read the last issue yet.
It's in the file. It's in the file if you guys want it.
We'll have to talk about that next show then.
Yes. We'll do a recap on that one. So the next book. So this one is actually. Can I say something?
No, absolutely not.
Nope. This is the end of the show. You're not allowed to say anything.
I'm doing what you guys do, and I'm putting my finger up.
You're the host.
So I am not Starfire, okay? I read 169 pages of that book. Trash. Just horrible. Horrible, whiny, horrible. I did some research, though. I wanted to see, like, am I wrong? No, I'm not wrong. The book barely sold too many copies of that book. But just, no. Not a good book. Not a good book. I know there's a lot of controversy out there. Grizz, I know you were looking at it. The art wasn't appealing.
Yeah, I didn't like the art.
It didn't hold. This thing has been like in the top talk of like everybody, you know, this creator saying that it's garbage and this guy's saying it's garbage. Why are they doing this? Why are they doing that? It's a young adult Barnes & Noble graphic novel. That's all I'm going to say. It is not a comic book. It's not classified as a comic book. There may be an audience for it. But if anyone's out there is curious about it, don't waste your time. I'm telling you right now, it's 160-something pages. I'm never getting that time back. Literally was a 17-year-old girl whining about her life the entire time. Like,
so I read 15 pages of it. And I'm so glad that you told me not to bother reading the rest of it.
Yeah, Nile told me it's so terrible.
But in those 15 pages, all I could think of was like, there's probably a way to tell this story that isn't so just in your face, on the nose, not clever, not original. It's just everything you'd expect, like from the premise of I'm Starfire's daughter, but I don't want to be like Starfire. Like, okay, yeah, I get it. 15 pages in, I'm like, okay, well, I definitely don't need to read the rest of this because I know exactly where they're going.
Yeah,
but I didn't want to talk about that one. Let's talk about.
I know, but I'm just throwing it out there to my viewers, that to our fans, the people out there. I just want to steer in the right direction. Spoiler: 112 pages is just about her telling everyone how she's not going to college. No lie. Enjoy that one. So this was another issue that brought up some controversy, right? So we're like, I said, let's read it. Let's read it and see how it was. So we read Superman, Son of Kal-El, #1. So this is
I love this cover.
Love the cover. The homage cover is great.
Yeah.
The interiors on this book are awesome, and on top of that, I'm looking forward to this.
Okay, I saw that Batman. I was like, okay, well, I don't know about the Superman, but that Batman, I want to know more about that.
Yeah, Batman 89. I think they're trying to go out. They had the success with Batman 66, and now I think they're taking the turn now at Batman 89. The next big, the second biggest franchise for Batman. So it's pretty cool. But yeah, so we read Superman, Son of Kal-El, which is basically the take now. Superman's son is now pretty much taking over the mantle, and he's like, what is he, more powerful than Superman?
Yes. The implication is that because of his unique physiology, he has the potential to be even greater than Superman.
Yes. So the controversy about this one is that he drops the slogan, for truth, justice, the American.
You see it right here on this page.
So the new slogan is truth, justice, and a better world. But before we get into that, let's actually talk about the book. Interiors are dynamite. They're high quality DC interiors. You can't go wrong with the interiors in this book. I'll have to say there isn't even like dialogue's not too bad. There's quite a bit of action.
Yeah.
I was pretty pleased with the book. I was pretty pleased with the first issue. It's well written, well drawn. It had some things in it. I was like, all right, that's a little forced, but I'll accept it because it's minimal, but there is a lot of force. There is some forced point of views in it. I don't want to spoil it too much, in case anyone actually wants to read this, but, it's interesting. This is where it gets good. This is right. I'll stop at this page, but this is where I thought this was kind of a cool scene, having the conversation, fighting. I thought it was just kind of fun, nothing, it's kind of nothing like super original, but it was just fun to always see that. But Jen, I'd like to start with you on this one. What were your thoughts on Superman, Son of Kal-El?
Just the book or the controversy as well? Are we
just the book right now? Just the book right now.
Yeah, I pretty much agree with what you said. There was a particular portion of the book that I rolled my eyes at because it was very forced, and I was like, okay, fucking really? But if we don't want to talk about it, I won't tell you what part it is. But
no, you can talk about it. You can talk about it if you want.
Okay, so there is this character who is creating, I guess he emits fire or whatever, and so he's accidentally burning down the forest, and he won't, the military is shooting at him, and they're like, oh god, and Superman or whatever, Kal-El son or whatever, comes down. They didn't name him. They didn't give him a name. It's Superman, but they didn't name him.
No, they did.
Right?
John, right?
John.
No, but I meant he doesn't have a.
He doesn't have a hero name.
Well, they don't say does he go by Superman?
Yeah, I don't know what his. But anyway, so
his mantle.
he gets up to him and he stops him and he's like very, you know, sensitive, heartwarming, which I didn't. But then he was like, okay, guys, his fire powers, which he can't control, are induced by stress and anxiety. And I was like, okay, all right, I guess that's, you know, all right. I mean, I get it. I understand. I suffer those things as well, but I just thought it was like a little forced in this context.
Yeah.
But overall, I thought it was good. It was fine. I don't necessarily want to read more of it, but it was fine. It wasn't bad.
Yeah. I mean, there is like, well, you can see on the page here, they knock the guy out. Like, I was kind of like, well, it's like a nuclear reactor waiting to go off. I mean, might not be the best thing to do, but I'd probably knock the guy out so he doesn't do anything. He did like destroy massive amount of property and lives,
and created a wildfire.
They created a massive wildfire,
still raging.
Yeah, still raging right now, and the smoke's here on the East Coast. Grizz, what's your thought on the book itself?
So, I mean, like we talked about, the art's really good. I do like the layout and everything. And there are some points where I'm like, okay, that's a little ham-fisted, you know, on messaging. But, you know, that happens a lot in comics. And that's not a new thing in comics either, for the record. That, you know, that's been happening for decades. Sometimes the writers just aren't nuanced. That happens. But overall, I enjoyed it. I like, especially the scene we were talking about where they're like fighting and talking. You know, Damian and John are you know, discussing like how should he be approaching being Superman. And you know, I don't know, I like when they delve a little bit into the philosophical, you know, nature of being a superhero. So I enjoyed it a lot, but the reason we were reading it was because of the so-called controversy surrounding it.
Correct.
And
which is the slogan change.
Yeah.
So I am, you know, I'll be honest, right? When Superman came out, you know, the slogan was truth, justice, and the American way. At a time during, you know, there was a lot of, you know, there was outbreak, there was tensions in Europe. It's 1939, Superman's created, you know, and also we're trying to build up this whole, you know, American support and stuff, and that's great. You know, I don't see, to say truth, justice, and a better world, right? Truth, justice, and a better world versus truth, justice, and the American way. I'll be honest, I'm an all-American guy, right? But the world is so small now, right? The world, 1938, sorry, Apex, 1938, Batman's 39. The world's so small now, right? So why can't it be truth, justice, and a better world, you know, or what have you? But then I struggle with the symbolicism of who Superman is. You know, he's basically the American flag flying. It's what he's always been for so many years. But I just don't, you know, I feel like the controversy here is not really worth it for this book. You know, that slogan in there doesn't really pertain so much until you get to the end of the book about it being kind of where the direction that he was kind of guided in the advice he was given.
Yeah. So I guess I'll jump in. Yeah. So I think this controversy is silly because if you read Truth, Justice, and a Better World and think that is somehow, you know, automatically opposed to Truth, Justice, and the American way, then what do you think the American way is? You know, the American way is supposed to be about driving towards a better world. And so, like, if you're getting upset about that word change, then like I think you're losing sight of the messaging here. But on top of that, just from a business perspective, Superman is a global brand, and we saw with movies like the Captain America movies in the MCU, they didn't do as well overseas because it's all, you know, hoorah America in you know the way it's presented. I personally like those movies a lot, and I am an all-American guy as well. But I can see why, from a business perspective, when they're trying to grow this brand globally, that changing this word to a better world, you know, that, you know, maybe that it's going to help them drive sales, and I can understand that from a business perspective. I'm not mad about it either way because I think the American way is to try to improve the world. Yeah. So that's my feeling on it.
Jen, I'm curious about yours because we've had some like conversations and it was nothing was said. So what is Jennifer Van Damsel's thought on this?
Oh God, don't make me big. Okay, so I actually changed my mind once I started researching this. I did a lot of research before I even read the comic, so I kind of formed an opinion before I read the story. So I was actually at first in the camp of you shouldn't change it. Because the creators wanted him to be American, a proud American. Like that's part of his character. That's just originally what he was meant to be. But then I really started thinking about it and I started researching and reading. I'm not a huge Superman fan. I actually didn't know he had a slogan. So that was like news to me anyways. But yeah, I guess just reading about him, I didn't know that when he first was written that he was considered, they called him the fighter of oppression before he was the Man of Steel. He was purposely made, like the first things that he did was like stop like corporate corruption and oil tycoons and like all of these businesses that were, I guess at the time, like hundreds of thousands of dollars or like millionaires. He was a fighter of the status quo. He did not do what was popular. He did what was right for the little guy. That was like the whole point of his character. But then World War II happened and they felt like they needed a strong American to like, increase morale. So but I think that what he stands for is fighting against the status quo. That is a world view. That's no longer America. That's like the whole world. There are tons of people being oppressed by their government and, Jeff Bezos going to fucking space instead of helping like the country or the world with like medicine, hunger, education.
Can I just say, my wife says, she's like, these fucking billionaires that have more money than like some countries are out there fucking around with this and that when they could easily like probably help out certain things, but instead they're just trying to get to the next frontier and it's like screw everything else that's going on. I'm like, yeah, they're trying to get their escape plan going.
Yeah.
They're just trying to get their escape plan. But it kind of makes a point. But then you look at it though, right? And it's like, well, these guys are, massively rich, but they're rich in assets. How much, what can and can't they do? But that's a whole like another topic. I probably shouldn't have brought that up.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah. So where were you?
Anyway, so I changed my mind. Now that I know more about Superman, I feel like his ideals can be applied to the whole world, not just America. So I got very upset when I read Jeff's opinion about, from a business perspective, it just makes sense. That was really gross. I mean, he's totally right. But I find that like really disgusting. What a way to like turn a positive thing into just like a business opportunity. But hold on, okay, Herrenberg said, why not truth, justice, and freedom? That's universal and a lot better defined than a better world. Better for whom? Better for the little guy. That's literally the whole point of Superman, is that he's not supposed to be part of the status quo. He's supposed to uplift people that feel oppressed, and that is universal worldwide. So I feel like it totally fits the character. It makes sense. So I'm not upset about it at all. I totally changed my mind once I started reaching Superman. I feel like this is totally within his personality for this change.
Mm-hmm. I do agree. I think the world's a smaller place. The United States is what really kind of leads and influences most of the world in what we do with technology, everything. And, I really don't see the drama in this one. Now, if you want to talk, I'm not Starfire, then yeah, there's drama there. There's something really there. Just a waste of time and money and everything. This one, I just, we'll keep it at that. We'll keep it at that. I don't think the slogan.
I really didn't like that one, that Starfire.
No, that was horrible.
I just really didn't like it.
Like, that's just, wow.
So did this pop or not?
Superman,
son of Kal-El.
The problem is it's just that it just wasn't exciting. Like, I'm not drawn to continue reading it. I don't think it was badly written. I don't think I think the interiors are amazing. I do. A lot of the interiors that DC does are amazing. But I don't know. I don't know. I'm kind of neutral on it. Like it wasn't a bad comic, wasn't a great comic. Would I recommend it? I can't say it popped. I can't say it popped, but I can't say it didn't pop on this one, Grizz. I'm stuck in the middle. I know we can't do that, but it was just a comic book. It was a generic Superman comic book. You know, it's a Superboy story, but just a new person and a couple new ideas.
Yeah. I just I think that's the problem with us reviewing one issue is that I feel like we run into this problem a lot where we're like, well, I get that was a good startup, but I guess we'll have to see where it goes. So this is the same like with every comic, like, okay, that was all right, but maybe it'll get better. What are they going to do with this? Or is there going to be like more Damian John like interaction? Is that going to be like a prevalent point of the story? Him trying to learn how to be Superman with Damian's help? I think that would be pretty cool, but who knows?
I will say this. I do think that this series is going to follow a very political path. From how the ending went, I think this is going to be a very political viewed comic book. And what's great about the POPXP people is our cast is just made up of different opinions, right? We have different political beliefs. We may be left, we may be right, but that's because that's how the world works. You can be friends and have different opinions and views. It's awesome. And we do that here on the POPXP. It's fun. It makes for great conversation. And I personally I don't know, Grizz may like the direction of this one. I may like it. We may not, you know, but I do think this is going to be heavily politically directed into pretty much what's going on in the world is going to really reflect in this book.
I mean, it's
towards the left. I'm going to say that.
If they don't go political with it, then I don't know what the point of it is.
Yeah.
So, you know, be ready for that. But because if they don't go political with it, then this is just going to be just another boring Superman book, even if it is just about Superman's son. Yeah. If they go political with it, then a bunch of people are going to be upset. Roughly, 50% of the country.
Yeah. I don't think it's going to be it's not going to be a long running series. I'll put my money on that. Maybe they'll get through 5 or 6 issues. If it goes beyond 5 or 6 issues, I'll be completely surprised. But I think it's going to take a very political view turn. It's a new generation, right? It's a new Superman who wants to better the world. And I think that it's going to just go down. What you see in the news is primarily what you're going to probably see influence in this book. Yeah. I don't think it's going to be very successful. So if you want to read Superman, read it. If you want a Superboy book, this is a Superboy book. I'm not going to say Superman. It's a Superboy book. Great interiors, though. Anyone out there that's an artist, if you're a comic book artist and you want to, continue drawing, one of the best ways to draw is to get comic books with great interiors and copy what you're seeing. Know your basic shapes, know your development, your rendering, and try to recreate these pages. Because I'll tell you right now, this right here alone, the first 2 pages of this book right here are dynamite. That's killer. Awesome. The foreshortening, the aspect, the ratio, everything is just completely amazing in these first 2 pages right here. So art like this is gold if you're trying to teach yourself how to draw or just try to push yourself to draw like some of the pros out there. That's the only reason I would say buy this book is if you're an artist and you want some good inspiration. The interiors in this thing are awesome. Love it. That's that. That's that, guys. Yeah. So I think this is kind of like, the power went out and our popcorn couldn't pop.
Yeah.
Our microwave went flat.
Yeah.
I don't know. But what are you going to do? You can't win them all, gang. You just can't win them all. This is a fun show, guys.
Yeah.
A lot of fun, the show. It was really good seeing Adam.
Yeah, Adam came.
That was a fun surprise. I'm glad you didn't tell us he was going to be on.
You surprised us.
That was a surprise. And what's really fun, too? Is why did you say uh-oh?
Because you're doing a segue voice that you do.
I have my segue voice? I don't have
your segue voice when you're about to segue to a meme.
Well, no, I'm not segueing to a meme. I'm not segueing to a meme. Well, I'm glad you liked the night. I'm really glad you liked the Green Knight. But what's cool is Andrew Wilson decided to share with us
Yeah.
his sack.
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
Andrew Wilson got a sack and sent us a picture.
Yeah, Grim Fairy Tales and Diamond Dallas Page, one of my favorite wrestlers, got an awesome shirt in. And we encourage you guys, share your sacks with us. We'll show them on the show. Let's see what you got. Maybe we'll just add it right into Jen's segment there. And, you know, we'll tail off of hers, or we can do it at the end of the show, whatever you guys want. But, you know, Andrew came in, sent
pictures.
this.
How do they get on the show?
Oh, you can DM them on really Instagram, Twitter, or you can hit us up at the POPXP on Facebook, the Facebook page. All the links to all the social media are below in the description, but I thought it was really cool he sent it over. And then he also was like, hey, you know, you guys really need to start focusing on some merch. I'm gonna make just a little mock-up for you guys. The POPXP hat. Look at that. Look at that. I think we got to start getting some stuff going. You need to get Kat on the line. Get Kat on the line and start making shit. Yeah, let's make shit. Yes, Amazing Fantasy is the winner. But so one thing we were talking about doing, right, is kind of like a quick show and tell at the end, right? I came across two really cool things this week. Two really cool things. I know we said one, but one of them is super quick, super quick. Everyone needs to stay organized. And you can buy fucking Trapper Keepers again. You can get Trapper Keepers.
Where'd you get it?
You can get them anywhere. You can go to Staples. You can go to Walmart. You can get them on Amazon. Like they're $20 on like Amazon, but some of the stores have them for like $10. I feel like the quality's not the same as the original Trapper Keeper,
because it's $10.
It's like a straight up replica though. Like that's like the real deal right there. Like even the obviously you got the 1-inch, you got that weird mesh folder thing, right? That rips. This is gonna rip in like 2 seconds.
As soon as you try to turn the page.
Oh yeah. You got the 2 folders, right? With like shit that I'm never gonna use because I've been out of school for like 20 years. But they're really shiny. And you got the clip, right? You got the clip here that you put your pad on. So I think when I go to conventions, I'm gonna like have this laid out so like people can do like sign up for the email list and all that stuff, and maybe have some neat little things. I don't know, it's fun. But the big thing I have to share, and this was a Kickstarter. I know, boohoo, right? Some people don't like Kickstarter, but Mutiny Magazine. So Mutiny Magazine, this is issue 0 for July. This is from Fair Square Comics, and I spoke to Fabrice, who is going to come on the show. So either next Tuesday or the week after, we're going to do a Mutiny Magazine episode. And we're going to talk about this bi-monthly magazine. And I have to say, if you were a fan of Wizard Magazine, Sketch Magazine, I don't really know, a Comics Journal, maybe this is kind of more like the Comics Journal in the sense that what they do is you have a lot of great articles from, you know, famous creators, you know, obviously Todd McFarlane, the big hitter here, with the whole new Spawn universe. They got that article. You know, they're talking about Joe Sinnott, God rest his soul, one of the most famous inkers, inking Kirby and all those guys working with Kirby and Stanley. You got Jamal Igle on here, Jason Reeves, Bones Leopard, Becky Cloonan, Patrick Zerker. I mean, so many great creators. And then right here is just a list of all of these comic book artists and writers. There's comic books in the book. There's like short stories in here mixed with articles and things. Like this is, if you liked those magazines, this is freaking cool. And they heavily focus on indie, which I like, and you get some mainstream. So you guys can head over to foursquare.com. You can subscribe to this magazine. It's bi-monthly, so it's 6 issues a year. I think it would be, I would say it's probably most likely like a Comics Journal Apex, but it's a cool magazine. It's really cool. And I really recommend you guys try to snag a copy of this, especially if you're into indie comics, mainstream comics. I have not been disappointed in this, really. I'm trying to get you guys copies because I think you should check this out. And speaking of Sketch magazine, I'm friends with the guy that originated that magazine, and we're going to get actually some sample novels to review.
Oh, cool.
It'll be pretty cool. But that was my show and tell this week. Mutiny Magazine and Trapper Keepers.
I liked it.
Pretty good.
I'm interested in Mutiny Magazine now. I have no experience with any of those other things, but that sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, it is. I was really impressed. Very impressed. Jen, did you have anything?
Yeah, so Final Fantasy was going to be my thing, but then we talked about it on the show anyways. So my new thing is actually last night if you like documentaries, I watched a documentary that was made, oh God, like 2003, I think. It's pretty old. Or maybe it's like in the night. It's very like retro starting at first. But it's on Amazon. It's called Dear Zachary.
Oh.
It's very good. I loved it. It was a recommendation by a friend of mine, and it was so good. It's about a guy making a documentary. One of his best friends got murdered, and his girlfriend was pregnant at the time. So it was a documentary about his father's life, where his friend went all across the country interviewing like all his friends, relatives, like just everybody, just like, you'll never meet your dad. So here are all the memories, all these people telling all of these awesome stories about your dad. So that way he would grow up and like have all these wonderful memories from all these people that absolutely loved him. And it was a great documentary. Highly recommend it. Super good. Loved it. It was great.
Oh, nice. Grizz, anything to share?
Yeah, so I mean, I wanted to talk about a show that I've been really enjoying, but it's season 2 just started. It's called Ted Lasso. It's on Apple TV. Stars Jason Sudeikis playing a American college football coach who gets hired to coach a Premier League soccer team in the UK. And find out very early on it's because the owner is trying to tank the team. So like they think they're going to bring in this guy and it's going to utterly fail. But Ted Lasso ends up just being the most likable guy in the universe. And so like they got some really fun dynamics there. It's kind of a feel good comedy. And you don't have to be a sports fan because like yes, they do play soccer some in it, but you don't have to know anything about the game because Jason Sudeikis' character Ted Lasso doesn't really know anything about the game. So it's super fun, and I signed up for Apple TV to watch some of the stuff for this show, and I was like, well, I've heard some good things about this. I dove into it, absolutely loved it. But since it's starting season 2, it's hard to jump in, to talk about for the show because you guys would have to watch all of season 1 and then to jump into season 2. But I've been really enjoying it. So shout out to Ted Lasso.
Awesome. Cool. Yeah, I've actually seen some of that stuff. It looks pretty hilarious. Yeah, Nile, it does. Thanks, Chris.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, I guess we'll head on our next adventure then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my favorite meme. I love it.
But hey, no, great show tonight, guys. Chat, you guys have been awesome. Apex, thanks for joining. Heroinberg, Fee 501st. Let's go through here. Calamity Gannon, Igor, TJ James, William C, Andrew. I mean, so many great people in the chat here. Bob Boberson, Teenage Moon Knight Productions, William C, Brian Christaw. So many awesome. Cash 9, thank you so much for coming in. We appreciate it. If you're new to the channel, please click that subscribe button, smash that bell to get notifications when we go live, when we upload new awesome content. And yeah, great show, guys. Had a blast. It was so fun seeing Adam again and having him on. He will be back on regularly soon. Yeah, I don't know. Just everyone have a safe weekend. We'll see you all next week. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. You'll see the promos. And yeah, fantastic. Jen, love the hair. Grizz, you got the best beard in the world.
Oh, thanks, buddy.
The best freaking
and
beard in the world.
And you're very handsome as well, Niall.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right, everyone. Have yourselves a great night, and we'll see you on the next POPXP show.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. Hey, everyone. Thank you for joining us on POPXP. If you haven't already, make sure to click that subscribe button and also click the bell for notifications when we go live and we upload some awesome new content. Also, don't forget to head on over to Twitter and follow us at the POPXP and over on Instagram at the POPXP. Thanks again, everyone, and we'll see you soon.